Hello, everybody. Sorry about that delay. It wouldn't be our stream without all the technical difficulties. But we are here now. It's nice to know that once we've hit 100 episodes, we are still exactly the same. There's no changing us.
We haven't lost our charm.
No, indeed.
Success hasn't changed us.
Unfortunately, Cassandra is not here with us tonight. She was feeling a little under the weather, so feel better, and we will see you next week. Other than that, before we get started, this seems really like silent, so I'm going to go ahead and start the music now because it's like hurting my ears how quiet everything is. So, before we get started, Scott, would you like to do your thing?
Sure. I'll do my thing. With music this time.
Indeed.
Hi, I'm Scott. Usually I come up with a funny bit or something, but I got nothing, folks. I got nothing. I need some staff. We need to build towards that. So please check out our Patreon and help support the stream. It's patreon.com/those-not-your-ones. Many levels to choose from. One of those is a weekly shout out to our Mishra level people and higher. So once again, thank you, Flora and Les Marlatt and Don Marlatt, for your continued support. Check out the full list at our mid and end screens. And yeah, do us a favor, go and check out the Patreon. Patreon.com/those-not-your-ones and give us some support.
Indeed. Don't sound too excited there.
I was fighting a headache all day too. So.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah.
All right. Well, hopefully I can make that headache worse tonight.
Awesome.
Emery, where else can they find us? I can't. It's hard to keep you straight right now.
Where does Elric end and Emery begin? Your eyes look horrifying.
Yeah, they're so terrifying.
Good.
All right.
When you're not supporting us on Patreon, at this point, post our Dalmatians episode, you can also do what we consider, good enough. Just watch us on YouTube, on Twitch, on Kick, on Trovo. Interact with us on Facebook, or hell, even interact with our very own Butch on Butch's blog on Tumblr.
You can do it. I will answer your questions.
Over.
That's right, Faraway Butch.
Far away, Butch.
You can also, if you're listening to the audio-only podcast form, find us wherever podcasts are spread out into the universe. You can also watch our short-form videos on TikTok and on YouTube Shorts. As long as, TikTok's still a thing. You can also interact with us on X or Twitter, whichever one you want to call it, because it still doesn't want to find. Or you could go to Threads, which is better Twitter for now. Do remember to like, subscribe, share, hit the bell for notifications, and when you do, hit all and not personalize, so that way you never miss an episode. Remember to sound off in the comments, or if you're watching us live, get into that Twitch chat or YouTube chat live. Any and all support helps us out a ton.
Professionally moderated by our own Sam and myself when I remember.
Yes, professional. It's all professional.
Thank you, Emery. I think, and again, one more thank you to everybody who tuned in to our 100th episode on Friday. in person while we sat around a real table and we were dressed up just as cool as Emery. At least most people were. So
Yeah, I clearly did not disengage.
indeed. Our next, no date set for July yet. We're dealing with vacations and all that, but we will have a date set soon for our July in-person session because those are the most fun and I'm sure the most entertaining. So stick with us and we will figure that out as soon as we can. More than likely, we'll be finishing our Bat Out of Hell, Straight Out of Hell, Hope in Hell, whatever the hell is. One shot that Emery was running for us. So
That is the way.
that is the way. I believe that is. Thank you, Sam. I believe that is just about everything for announcements wise. So, Sam, what happened last Friday?
So last Friday, in our 100th episode, the party, facing the aftermath of the botched decoy, took on the Kraken and its many tentacles, with 4 of the party being swallowed by the Kraken, taking acid damage as they attacked from within. We defeated it and somehow kept the Narissa in one piece. We anchored at the island where rain had washed up at their last Kraken encounter and began the ship repairs. Butch gave Gwen a tooth from the Kraken, not only a sweet gift, but proof of our conquest. Amber prepared camp in a natural cave, and Orpheus, with Elric's assistance, located and repaired the figurehead from Rain's former ship. Before it was repaired, however, Arnon was able to take a mystical glimpse into what had happened with Rain and their crew many years ago. The session concluded with the party continuing to assist the crew of the Narissa in repairing the ship, and I believe we're at the evening-ish of the same day we fought the Kraken.
Indeed.
Yet to rest.
Yes, after all the work that you put out through the day, you fought the Kraken in the early to mid-morning, washed up on shore, sailed to shore. I guess you didn't really wash up on shore. Through all the exploration and repairs and scouring and scavenging. It is getting close to evening. The sun is starting to set. Ember, not too long ago, started complaining about light pain in her head, so she went to go rest early in the cavern that she had built out for you all. So, as the rest of you continue to work, what is it you would like to accomplish? Or shall we continue to the evening's rest?
Well, Arnon slipped off into whatever vegetation there is.
Okay. Were you trying to be stealthy?
Well,
Trying.
trying is.
Go ahead and roll stealth if that's what you were trying to do.
And I put
Charitable.
my hood up.
Double
Ooh.
sixes for a 19.
That's not good.
You seem to slip away unnoticed. I don't believe anyone has a passive perception of 19 or higher, do they? No. If anyone, it would be
No.
Gwen, I believe. So, Arnon, you sneak off.
I do.
I think yours is like 15 or 16, I think. But I believe yours is the highest now that there's no ret.
It is 19.
It is 19.
Yeah.
Gwen, you notice Arnon waiting for everybody to be a little busy with repairs and carrying things, and you see him just kind of slowly dip off into the vegetation. Arnon, where are you going? What are you doing?
I'm just going out in the woods to be alone. Pull out my mouse and check on her, feed her. A piece of cheese, and just kind of be alone.
Fair enough. Make me a perception check.
Me?
Yes.
Big delay here. So 21.
As you're sitting there in the vegetation, the little bit of forest that's there, you notice, hey, there's a good camera to parry.
Much better.
Let me readjust your camera a little bit here. There we go. All right. You notice you're sitting in a palm forest, quite a bit of overgrowth, dense palm trees. Still able to maneuver through, but between these trees is tall grasses, kind of sharp, sticky grass that, if you were not careful, it could easily slice up your arms a little bit. Nothing too dangerous, just not exactly the most comfortable surrounding. While you are sitting there with Miss Swiss, you hear on the wind almost a voice call to you. You look around, you don't notice anything.
Well, that's enough of that shit. I pay no heed to strange voices in the wind. We just came from the Feywild, pretty much, so fuck you, wind.
Is there anything else anyone else wanted to accomplish this evening?
I was going to go find, or I think we had left right at the point where I found a Misra.
Yes, you have.
And it's the recovery.
Yes, let's go ahead and throw her down here. Oh, I like how her name is not her name.
Her name is not her name.
Let's update that. There we go. Now, oh no, I gotta delete her and bring her back out. There we go. All right, she has a token now. All right, yeah, you find Amisra kind of using Mage Hand and other magical means to kind of try and organize these repair materials and everything, and hair kind of a mess outside of the buns, and a little bit of sweat on her brow as she's, for somebody who's typically very studious and put together, being here on this more or less shipwrecked island is a little juxtaposition for her, and the still wearing the like robes of a scholar. They're just a little dirty and scratched up here and kind of torn in different places, and hair's a mess. And you walk up to him and she just kind of looks over and she's like, well, at least most everyone is okay.
I'm glad you're all right.
Yeah, me too. I'm glad you made it here, more or less. Well, you seem to do pretty well for yourself during that battle.
Yeah, it's occurring to me that this is the first time we've really been out in the field together.
Yeah, and I wish I was a little more helpful, but unfortunately most of my offensive spells are kind of lightning based, and it seemed like that was not really going to work here.
Oh, I mean, the creature that would have had something to say about that is defeated.
Indeed. We lost a few out there, but at least the majority of us survived.
Too true.
So,
too true.
What now?
Well, it seems the day is slowly turning to night, I don't think we're going to be leaving this island until at least tomorrow.
Make me a general intelligence check.
General intelligence.
General intelligence?
General intelligence.
Intelligence. That roll's going to show up any second now.
Maybe.
That always makes me think of Major Domo.
Oh, there we go. 10. With a 10, the ship's in really bad shape. It's you're not sure how long. You've never been big on ship repair, but from looking at it, you would imagine at least a few days.
So technically correct.
Yeah, the best kind of correct.
That's right. This is like, hey, I'm going with it. Circumstances notwithstanding, suppose we do have time for a walk along the beach.
Sure, it's as long as it's a short walk. I'm pretty exhausted after today.
Dinner's coming up.
Fantastic.
Let's put this down for the moment and have a moment.
That sounds wonderful.
While they're having a moment, can I roll to see how delicious my grilled speared fish is with the wild onions I found and the potatoes I managed to scavenge from the ship?
Sure. For this, I'm going to say survival check. Oh,
26
yeah.
is mighty nice.
Oh yeah, it's smelling like a Michelin star restaurant on this beach right now. If Michelin was a thing in this world. We make tires and rate restaurants.
Well,
Anyway.
they wanted to sell more tires.
Sounds like a new general.
Yeah.
You have to fight the Michelin man.
Yes. All right. So, is there anything else any of you wanted to accomplish this evening?
I think
Orpheus spent all his time on his project.
Fantastic.
Gwen's just going to be at Rain's beck and call. While they are
Phrasing.
fully consumed with the ship repairs.
Oh, yeah.
And if Rain stays up all night, Gwen stays up all night. And that's not an innuendo. That is support.
Indeed.
That's an innuendo?
Yep.
What?
Which Urendo?
Fair enough. And Rain, you see, is still kind of like, knees deep into this, like pulling out broken pieces of wood, chopping things down, cutting out damaged sections and all of that. And they get a few more hours into it, and before they're finally like, you know what? Being up all night ain't gonna fix nothing, so we might as well get some rest so we're not exhausted tomorrow and we can get more done. So, Arnon, how long are you staying out, or are you not returning to the camp?
I'll probably return in the middle of the night.
Okay, fair enough. So, after a delicious dinner and everything, everyone kind of retires to the shelter that Ember had created for you all. Is anyone standing watch?
Yes.
Okay, so we have one watch.
Yeah, definitely taking a watch.
2 watches. We still need one more.
Arnon's not here to volunteer, is he? Son of a gun.
Not
I'll
yet.
do it. I forgot Arnon's not here.
I mean, I can take a watch, but then I'll need more time to get my spells back.
I have a sending stone to Arnon, right?
You do.
Before we settle in and we're establishing this, or I guess before we settle in after establishing this, I'm going to send to Arnon and I'm just going to ask. I know you slipped off. Can you come back for a late watch? And this is also, that's all I say, but this is also Gwen trying to confirm he's okay without bothering him.
Sure.
Ooh, sending stone. Can I send a message to? Oh, sorry.
So when I get Sure back, I just let, if Elric and I are taking the first 2 watches, Arnon should be able to take the last one when he returns.
Easy enough.
Cool.
Butch?
Yeah, so I'm lying down to fall asleep. I have the sending spell. I'll send a message to Roxy because I can.
Okay.
Hey, Roxy. Kraken defeated. Ship busted badly. On Crescent Isle. Hope you're having a good night.
A few moments passed
Nailed it.
before you hear back. Thanks for the update. Glad you're all safe. I can't believe you defeated the Kraken. Hope to see you all back here soon.
I think both Butch and I forgot that she could reply. So he's just kind of like, ooh.
So, who's taking the first watch then?
I'll take the first.
You'll take the first? All right. As everyone rests and falls in, Elric, roll me a d20.
My favorite. Big money, no whammy. That's a 20. That's a nat
I bet
20.
that's going to be amazing or terrible.
With a natural 20, your watch goes without incident. You hear, while sleeping, the chirps of nocturnal insects, a few night birds chirping in the forest, the crash of waves. At one point, you hear it takes you by surprise. That's what I was trying to say. This kind of low rumbly sound, and you sit there and listen for a couple minutes before you realize, oh, that's whales. That's whale song.
There be whales here, Captain.
Coming from in the ocean. Other than that, nothing seems to go amiss. Your watch ends. You go and rise, Gwen.
Yeah, definitely document that if the whales weren't here before, they're here now.
So as you wake Gwen up, Gwen, roll me a d20.
Did it show up for you?
No, it did not.
Okay, can I re-roll it? Or you want me to tell you? No, I'm just kidding. It's a 1.
It's a 1.
Yeah.
Okay, this is either going to be awesome or terrible.
I feel like it's going to be terrible.
So-
Instincts say.
Usually is.
Terribly awesome?
As you're taking your watch, sitting in this cave, bit of firelight continuing in the middle, near the entrance to the cave, but still within. You see a flash outside, and then a long, deep rumble. Suddenly you hear the of rain hitting the beach. Arnon, you are outside and see this massive bolt of lightning crest through the sky, landing or striking somewhere in the water, probably a few miles out. As the rain starts and gets heavier and heavier and heavier. Now full-fledged downpour. Inside the cave, you seem fairly safe. Couple little trickles. There's a small little stream that's starting to come in, but nothing dangerous. Arnon, however, you are getting soaked.
I got my super cloak on. I'm cool.
Fantastic. The rest of your watch goes uneventful. When it gets close to the end,
Wonderful.
I'm assuming that's when you return, Arnon?
Yeah.
All right. Arnon shows up and relieves you. As you, Gwen, fall into your trance. Arnon, roll me a d20.
Three. That means mind flayers.
Oh no!
Probably. Skies open up.
Arnon, about an hour into your watch, the rain starts to subside.
Shit.
As you are sitting there in the glow of the firelight dancing across the stone, an image, a shadow glides across the entrance of the cave. As you look out, you see standing just outside of the cave a tall figure draped in black.
Uh-oh, it's the man in black, guys.
Shouldn't he be fleeing across a desert or something?
The man in black followed. He just stays at the entrance.
The figure glides, not walks, glides across the entrance. Go ahead and make me a perception check real quick.
I got quite a delay. 23.
You see the figure gliding towards the edge of the forest that you just came out of. And with a 23, as soon as it approaches the edge, it turns towards you, and you see a tall figure draped in black with a porcelain mask.
Uh-oh.
Seems to be staring back towards you. And with a 23, you notice this creature never stepped. Its feet never made contact with the sand. It literally just glided across the beach.
Seems normal. I think I'll wake Elric and say, I have a visitor. And then just walk out after the figure.
Okay.
Start with one eye open as he gets my attention. What do you mean you have a visitor?
It's my Aunt Flo.
Is it that time of the month?
It's about that time.
Shit. Okay. The pose that Elric takes typically for a trance is kind of like a kneeling sitting position. From this, he just kind of hops to his feet. Takes the spear and says, let's hope that it isn't a flow that's supposed to be happening right now. And I join him to see who or what the hell this masked floating figure is.
Elric, you step out and you see nothing. Arnon, you see the figure floating next to the tree line.
I'll just tell Elric I'm pretty sure they're here for me. Just watch out while I'm gone, and then I'll approach the figure.
As you approach, they turn and start going, leading you into the forest. Elric, are you staying put or are you following?
I am going to use the spell message to tell Amisra something has come for Arnon. Maybe serious, maybe not. I'll return soon. And then I follow.
Okay. So as the two of you enter, following this spectral figure that only one can see, as you follow deeper into the forest, the ambient light growing dimmer as the surrounding palms block out the moon, and the path starts to slope downward. The air starts to fill. Arnon, you hear this. Elric, you do not. The air starts to fill with the faint sound of children laughing, bustling city streets, with cartwheels bumping down uneven cobblestone paths, vendors shouting their wares, all while the path descends and becomes rockier. The path continues as color seems to drain from the world. The shouts become screams.
Fuck them kids.
The laughter becomes cries. The sound of the carts becomes the clashing of metal and the roars of explosions. The color continues to drain from the world as the trees and rocks start taking on harsher, more jagged appearance. You continue down this path until you are standing at the bottom of a small cliff. A cave opening about 6 foot tall and 5 foot wide in the front of you. The cloaked figure floating just to the right, their mask never leaving you, as their body turns slightly, inviting you to enter. Elric, you see the world growing, the color fading, the plants, the trees, the rocks becoming more jagged in appearance, and you see the cave entrance that Arnon has led you to.
Arnon.
Am I compelled to follow? Or is it curiosity at this point?
Somewhere between. A very strong curiosity, potentially?
Well, I would have been intrigued by the mask. And then this would have been similar to stuff that's happened to me before.
Indeed.
So, Elric, if I'm not back in 5 minutes, just wait longer.
I knew you were going to say that.
I'll head on after the figure.
The figure does not approach. The figure stands, well, floats to the right of the entrance. And as you start walking towards the entrance, you look up and you see them raise one single finger over the lip portion of their mouth, of their mask.
I don't see that.
You do not. Make me a stealth check.
Me?
Yeah. I'm assuming. I mean, you don't have to sneak if you don't want to, but
I always said it's just my nature.
yeah.
Did he do this?
32.
The figure in the porcelain mask did that to him. 32. Fantastic. As you enter, the tunnel leads down and around a few twists and turns before opening into an impossibly large chamber. Small beams of moonlight filter through cracks in the stone ceiling, illuminating ruins of a building in the center of the cavern. Make me a perception check.
My dice is over it. I can't see it.
14.
Sweet.
Littered around this cave are boulders that at one time rested securely on the ceiling, but had fallen either by force of hand or nature, you're not sure. Portions of this building have collapsed in on itself, and from where you stand, you see one door lying flat in front of the vacant entrance. From your distance, you can see the remnants of faded carvings on the stone walls of the building next to the broken door, but you would have to get closer to see any details.
I'll get closer.
You are about from the entrance. Well, let's just go ahead and do this, shall we?
Oh boy.
Oh.
Arnan, you would be right about there. Elric is going to be outside of the cave, as will Butch is off in Never Never Land, as is Ember, Gwen, and Orpheus.
Did this have loaded for me already?
No,
Just-
I'm still setting it up. Hold on one second.
I'm just actively muttering to myself, why didn't I prepare true seeing?
Hold on one second. I gotta fix cameras on. I have to fix cameras on the battle map screen real quick.
Yep.
I'm sure you won't need a healer. You're fine. Wait, is Gwen with you?
Nope.
Nope.
Yeah, you definitely won't need a healer.
All right. Where is my? All right. Let's go ahead and switch to this. So, you find yourself. Can you see it now?
Yeah.
Why am I paused?
I can see it.
All right, fantastic. You see this broken down building, probably a good 70 feet from the tip. For the sake of this, the entrance is actually a little more like... Oops, why can't I draw a Here, we're going to do this. There's a big wall there, and there's a wall here, too. More or less. Craggy walls around there.
Okay.
And that's connected as well. So it's kind of like just a big dome, more or less.
So it's like a building in a cave?
Yes, it's a building in a cave.
And I don't see anything outside the building.
Not with a 14, no.
I will continue to sneak forward.
As you continue to sneak forward, you get about halfway there before you start hearing this loud
Is it coming from inside the building?
It is not. Go ahead and make me another perception check real quick. Natural.
That's a 29.
20 for a 29, which is good considering you only got a 14 on the last one. As you begin to approach and hear that deep rumble of large, heavy footfalls, dirt and small pebbles begin to down from the ceiling, down the walls. It takes a second to make it out as the entity seems to blend in with the shadows. But after a minute, you see it coming around the left side of the building, a hulking entity standing 20 to 25 feet tall. Its lithe form, the embodiment of pure darkness. Almost wisps of pure black darkness rolling off from it like smoke off of a fire. Two massive horns stretching off either side of its head at a length of at least 7 feet. Its dark face almost featureless, almost a featureless void save for two large pools of dark blue flame. As this creature... Where the hell is it? As this creature, hold please, turns the corner around the side of the building.
What the fuck is that?
Yowzer.
You
All right, I'm going to head out.
quickly take a few steps back, ducking back into the shadow with a 32. You sit and you watch for a few minutes with your natural 20. It seems like
few
this-
minutes.
A few moments.
Just saying.
A few
I
moments.
could be there by now. Okay.
This creature seems to be doing a patrol around the building. It approaches the front of the building, stops for a few minutes, or few moments, sorry, and then continues off in this direction, disappearing into the darkness on the other side. You still hear the footfalls, but it seems to fade into the shadow on the other side.
All right. I will go back to where Elric is.
Okay.
So I found a building in this cave, and there's a big nasty patrolling it. We might want to check it out, but maybe after everybody's awake.
Are you getting anything from whatever the hell led you here?
Is it still at the cave mouth?
It is not.
No, that has seemed to passed on.
Okay.
I mean, it's not going to be too long till people are waking up.
All right. Well, I'll send a message Yeah, I will cast Sending using my last 3rd level slot. Actually, you know what? I'm not going to do that. Because we kind of just went into the forest and don't really have a good way of telling them how to get here. All right, let's get the others.
I was thinking to let them finish their rest, but
Let them finish. Do you think we can handle this?
no, I just don't think that building's going anywhere. Unless it is.
Elric and Arnon, make me a survival check.
My favorite.
It's my wheelhouse too, buddy. That's a 16. Not bad. Not bad.
Yeah, 16 and an 18.
18.
3 things stick out to you. The jagged look of the trees and rocks, the monochromatic drain of color of your surroundings, and the cool bites of the air. You've been in a place like this before. At least twice.
Oh boy. Have we somehow crossed into the Shadowfell?
It sure seems like it.
And we're probably not getting out until we take care of that thing. Or whatever the hell is inside that building.
Arnon, with your 29, you watched for a little bit and you noticed a definite pattern to that thing's movements.
Yeah, it's making rounds. So we can probably sneak into the building when it's around the backside. You want to try that, or do you want to try to see if the door is still open for the others? I'd hate for them to have to be sitting around with nothing to do.
How terrible that would be. Okay. Yes, let's try to sneak.
All right, so yeah, we'll go in and wait for it to make its round and sneak in that front of the building there.
All right, so you both return back into the chamber. I need stealth checks from both of you.
That's a 33.
Natural 20 for a 33. Fantastic.
It's wonderful.
My dice keep ending up on top of the number.
That's just great. You know what? Elric is going to think of the spell invisibility, kind of curse at not having prepared regular visibility and only greater that he can't use because he's out of those slots. And then there's going to be a faint glow from the bracers he's wearing. And he's going to go invisible.
Fantastic. So that will be a stealth check at advantage.
Yeah, let me... put that on the thing just so we have that tracked. Okay, added advantage. Oh, thank God.
Oh, thank.
Oh, wow.
So the two of you sneak into the chamber. You wait for this creature, this entity, to pass before starting to maneuver your way. As soon as this entity passes through the front of the building and curls around the right side before disappearing back into the shadows of the cave, you take your opportunity, you run. Are you running straight into the front door?
Yeah.
All right.
Yep.
You run into the front door. Make me perception checks while you guys are. And actually, let me just for the fun of it.
For the fun of it, he says.
Oh.
Oh, I'll take that.
Good perception checks.
Okay, good. Oh, I thought I rolled the natural 20 for a second. That was going to be really bad. I rolled a 13. Fantastic. All right, 27 and a 25.
Lucky for you.
As you walk up, Arnon, you notice the symbols carved into the outside of this building, iconography and imagery associated to the Raven Queen. This looks like a long deserted, half decrepit temple to the Raven Queen.
All right. So should I investigate?
Well, once you walk in, you see, when you kind of sneak into the door, seemingly unseen from this creature, you see a long room that opens up on both sides into a fairly large, almost square room with a half-circled altar on the opposite side. You see one of the walls, the left back corner, has crumbled in, exposing it to the outside of the chamber. You see the remnants of a pool in the middle of this room. Make me either an investigation or perception check as you enter into this chamber, both of you. Jesus. Your dice are on fire.
31.
I was going to offer to help, but, I don't think you need it.
Elric, you might be
might.
a little too worried about this big hulking entity that seems to be surrounding this building. Guarding.
More than building. A little.
Elric, or Arnon, you see, like I said, most of the inside of this chamber is pretty destroyed and pretty old. It's hard to tell how old this is, but it is ancient. The one thing that catches your eye, you look up, and even from the back of the room, the opposite side, there's a dais that's probably about 2 steps up, curved wall behind it, an altar, very similar, almost an ancient version of the altars that you've prayed at, for lack of a better term, in temples in the cities of the Raven for the Raven Queen. This seems like a rudimentary precursor to those. But even from this angle, you can see that the altar is askew. It looks like it's been moved.
Okay.
Do you approach?
Yeah.
As you approach, you see that the altar itself has been kind of moved to the side and slid back slightly, exposing a stone staircase below.
I'll wave Elric over.
Yeah, I follow.
From outside, just that consistent footfalls surrounding. As Elric, you walk up and you see the exposed staircase.
I whisper, "You and the Raven Queen had better be on speaking terms after this."
Sat down.
As you... The staircase leads down at the bottom of this long staircase, probably descending 15, 20 feet. An iron gate, a rusted iron gate, which has been torn open. The gate itself lying on the floor. Inside is a small stone chamber with a small dais on the opposite side. 2 suits of armor. Actually, both of you make perception checks again now that you're down here. To see how much you notice.
24.
16.
Lucky for you, the DC on this was 24.
Oh.
2 suits of armor, very similar in construction to ones that you remember Strahd controlling on a Battle of the Bridge. Lay in pieces in the room. You see a small stone, actually a fairly decent size, probably 3 feet wide by 1.5 feet tall by about 1.5 feet deep stone chest sitting in the center of the dais. Around the room, you see evidence of arrows, magic, and blade impacts on the gate and the suits of armor. One of the golems seems to have its foot trapped in some kind of webbing, and its helmet on the other side of the room, almost as if it was cleaved from its body execution style.
Uh-oh. Any signs of movement anywhere?
No. With a 24 and a 16, this crypt is empty and lifeless. This stone chest you see is similar to one you saw in your vision, just larger.
Okay. I'll whisper over to Elric. I've been shown that chest before. And then I'll approach it and investigate it for the huge.
You would, if it weren't for the fact that the lid is broken in half and the contents have been taken.
Oh. There's nothing in there.
On top of the chest is a symbol that is split through the center by where the lid is cracked. With a 24 perception, you are able to kind of match the two together, and you see an image of a broken skull.
Anything I recognize?
Make either a history or religion check. You're not completely familiar with it.
I'll ask Elric if he recognizes it.
Make a
Yeah. History check?
history or religion.
We're going to go with history.
And what you see here,
That's a 22.
what you see here, and I'm going to put it in the player's stream chat.
Sign up for the Discord. Sign up in our Patreon to get access to our Discord so you can see.
Oh my God, Chris, that is damn near
stream chat.
perfect. That is damn near perfect, Chris. All right, that is the image that you see.
That's the image carved into the lid of the
Correct.
broken lid of the chest.
Correct.
Oh man, I thought I was going to get a mask to go with Gwen.
No such luck.
With a 22, you've heard rumors of powerful artifacts in the past. Body parts. Enchanted body parts. 2 specifically.
Oh no.
Those 2 wouldn't happen to be a hand and an eye, would they?
They would indeed.
Oh no.
They wouldn't happen to be the hand and eye of history's worst wizard, would they?
They would indeed.
I knew you bought that fucking book for something.
Actually, this came long before the book.
Okay.
It is.
This idea has
completely
been
coincidental.
Yeah, this idea has been brewing for months.
Okay.
Okay.
Scott knows what you're talking about. Arnon doesn't.
Yeah.
Both Emery and Elric know what you're talking about and are deeply upset. Does it appear as though there's anything worth taking from this chamber?
Make me an investigation check.
Arnon, a little help, please.
Sure. Would you like me to do it?
What's your bonus?
11.
Yeah, you do it. I'll help you. It's like I'm giving you a good idea of
Oh!
things we
Jesus.
could look
That's like the 5th one in a row. Somebody check it, salt test his dice.
That's a 31, not 20.
With a
Suggest
30
his net code.
With a 31. Oh my God, this is shit that I was not expecting to reveal today. But I can't argue with a 31 investigation.
That was the first one, too. The second was the 16.
Yeah, the first one was for a different room, though.
No. I mean, of the advantage.
Oh,
roll.
gotcha. Okay. Yeah.
The dice are really telling the story with this one.
Oh, yeah, they are. They want me to reveal more than I was planning to. So with the 31, as the two of you look over this room, the first thing you notice is inside of this chest, a tattered, dry-rotted cloth laying on the bottom of this chest.
Perchance, is it drippings with goo?
It is not, but there's nothing left in the chest. But there is droplets of blood. Fairly fresh droplets of blood.
Oh, no.
And you see a small little pool outside. Oh, shit. God damn it. Why'd you have to roll a fucking natural 20? One of you, Elric, as Arnon is looking into this, and I'm just going to give you the 31 for both of you because it's more cinematic that way. As Elric, as you are investigating these suits of armor, these golems. You notice that the 1 foot of the one golem is the one that was decapitated. Is at first you saw the webbing that was attached, holding the foot in place. You see an arrow sticking out of it. You notice that you look closer and you see cleave marks on the neck. It looks like this thing was hit from both sides. Potentially 2 axes slamming together, decapitating the head. At this point, Arnon, you are looking around this chest. You find an arm.
Oh my.
You look at the arm. Lithe. Pale skin. Wrapped in a brown bracer.
Is Manganiello here written in the blood?
No. Feminine arm.
Any indication of race?
It's hard to tell. Definitely, like I said, palish skin, lithe features.
Not like small in proportion like gnomish
No.
or dwarven.
You'd think human, elf, potentially half elf.
Okay. Hey, Elric, there's an arm over here.
With a 31. Damn it. Fucking 31.
Yeah, that's
Do you
that's a high roll.
do you investigate? Are you looking at the hand? Are you picking it up, looking at it in depth, or are you just leaving it the fuck
I'm
alone?
looking at everything down here because we snuck down here to
Okay, God damn it. All right. As
find
you
out.
look at the hand and you pick it up, you notice calluses on the fingertips.
Oh.
Okay. Looking at that, looking at the way that we came, I'm going to gauge if we have roughly 20 minutes. God, and as I contemplate, actually, no, you know what? That is not a ritual cast spell. Never mind.
Oh my gosh.
I cannot cast legend lore.
I will kneel and use grim psychometry on the arm.
So,
Like before you get any images, it's like the last thing you hear is Elric saying, "No, wait."
as you cast your grim psychometry, your eyes go dark. Elric, you see him kneeling there. Eyes go a dark crimson.
Yet.
Arnon,
He's doing the creepy thing.
Arnon, as your eyesight returns to you, you are walking, sneaking into the cave. you see that creature patrolling. Your eyesight hides, quickly jumps behind the stone wall. You look over and you see a couple soldiers with you. Conticarian armor.
I knew it.
Sneak
I was
in.
going to say, did they look like musicians' blisters or archers' blisters? And I was like, oh, shit, it might not matter.
It might not
Might
matter.
be both.
You sneak in. Your vision flashes to 2 arrows sticking into that shadow creature as it disintegrates into nothingness. Going in, you see hands, but not your hands, pushing the dais, pushing the altar out of the way, descending into darkness. Arcane flash as the gate falls down. You see tripwires, different arcane explosions as wards and glyphs go off in front of you. You see soldiers falling next to you. These 2 large golems. See one soldier running in and taking one out with a blow of some sort of firebolt, something like that. As you see yourself knocking an arrow, shooting it at the foot of the other golem, and it exploding into a web, trapping the golem in place. As you see yourself jumping up and swinging 2 hand axes, cleaving the head right off. You then see yourself busting open with the butt end of an axe, busting open the chest. Hesitation as your hand goes down to touch it. This mummified hand inside the chest. Hesitation for a second. Your vision shakes back and forth as then you grab it, pick up your axe, slice off your own left hand, and seal the hand onto your left arm. Right before your vision comes back, you catch your reflection in the pool of blood. Blonde hair. Half-elven features.
My eyes are going to pop open, and I'm going to look at Elric, and I'm going to say, this is Rhett's arm.
How is that possible?
She put whatever was in that box, another hand in its place.
Oh,
Like a dead hand.
And with that, we're going to go to break. So we will be right back in like 10 minutes. Stick with us.
Necrophile.
Right back. And with that, we are back. So, that's the wrong. Hold on. There we go. Now we're back.
Nope. We're back.
Sorry about that. I went to the wrong overlay. So, Elric and Arnon, you are still down in this catacomb underneath this altar, coming to the realization of whose arm you are holding.
I take it there's nothing else.
You don't see anything.
All right. I think we should get out of here.
Oh, it is now a good time.
Yeah. we should continue to sneak, but a couple arrows took out that big thing before, just in case. But we should still sneak.
A couple arrows is what you saw take out. You don't know what all happened prior to those 2 arrows.
It's just a big dumb fish, Nick.
It's just a big dumb fish.
Really,
Oh,
really
my
just
God.
going to stand on that.
Big dumb fish that was killed with just a cantrip.
Yep.
Right. I'm going to, since I'm almost certain more than a minute's passed,
Yes.
use the magic in my bracers to make myself invisible.
Is it
Once again.
invisibility or greater invisibility?
It's regular invisibility.
Doesn't that last like an hour?
Does it? Yeah, it lasts an hour. Never mind.
Yeah. But were you invisible that entire time? Or did you pop into visibility when you were...
Oh, I popped into visibility
that's
once
fine.
we got all the way down there. So
Either way.
doing it again.
All right. So as you all walk back up this staircase, I would like both of you to make stealth checks. Ooh, Jesus Christ.
31.
Oh no, that's an 11.
Oh,
Yeah, that's an 11.
All right, you both make it to the top of the steps and start heading past that broken down structure as you hear foreboding. Oh my god. You lucky motherfucker.
What, to get a 10?
No. You lucky motherfucker. It rolled a 2 for a 1. As you
Nice.
come up, Elric, you kind of stub your toe on that top step. And you look up and you see that through the ruined part of the building, you see that creature walking past and kind of stops for a second. And you both kind of catch your breath and just
Freeze for a moment.
takes another
Creature shrugs, keeps going.
continues walking to make it to the front door. I'm assuming you're just dipping the fuck out at this point.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, unless you want to get into a fight.
No.
You make it to the front door, and first off, I need perception checks from both of you to see if you can tell where this creature is currently.
Perception.
25.
Easy enough. And an 18, easy enough. This creature's big and it's dark and it kind of blends in a little bit, but you can see the movement, and it's almost like tracking the like bad sci-fi stealth, where it's like you just kind of look for the warble a little bit and look for the weird
the predator shimmer.
Yeah, more like that, because this thing is almost solidified shadow is the best way to describe what this thing looks like. And you see it approaching and kind of turning the corner, about to cross the threshold. As you both wait until this thing passes before you go out, I'm going to need one more stealth roll from both of you.
Come on, big money.
I thought that was going to be another natural 20 for a second, Scott.
28.
All right,
14.
let's see.
14.
One last perception roll from this thing. Why am I foreboding? Okay, that's impossible. I just rolled another fucking 1.
The dice tell a story.
We find out later this creature can't look down like a tyrannosaur.
Okay, well that's a 7,
Amazing.
so that's a total of a 6. So yeah, it just passes by you and disappears off to the side as the two of you quickly sneak into the cave, into the pathway, and continue to curve back up the way you came. As you exit the cave, you take a few steps. Both of you make charisma saving throws for me.
Why, a saving throw?
I don't like that.
Anything but a saving throw.
Anything but charisma. Holy shit!
15 to 17. Fantastic. No, that's good. As you take a few steps away from this cave, you notice even now in the early hours, I mean, at this point, you're only a few hours from dawn, the color seems to return to the world. The rocks, the trees take more of an organic, less jagged shape. You feel the wind caress your face and your skin and feel the warmth of the ocean breeze. I want either one of you with advantage or both of you to roll survival checks to see if you can find your way back to camp.
Might
What's
as well
your
both roll
bonus?
because we both suck. I got +1.
Oh, same. Looks like we're both rolling.
2 intelligence guys.
Not the
2
wisest.
intelligence guys strolling through the woods 5 feet apart because they're not gay.
Oh, wow.
Oh, no.
With a 5 and an 8. It's tough to tell. You guys start walking and you're walking and you're walking, and then you realize it did not take us this long to get here. And you look around and you are in the middle of this forest and you have no idea where you are.
I think something ate my breadcrumbs.
I think I need to send up a smoke signal.
Can you send a message to somebody?
Yes. Yes, I can do sending. My last third level spell slot. No, wait. I can't do that. I didn't prepare that. Shit.
Hey, are we awake?
No.
Oh, well.
Okay, looks like we're going to have to brute force this a little bit.
If I used the sending stone, does it take away Arnin's use of it as well?
Yes, I believe so.
Okay.
I believe
It's just a rock until tomorrow.
the connection can only be used once.
I mean, isn't it almost tomorrow?
Almost.
Okay.
Okay. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to... No, I didn't prepare that one either. Okay. Just gonna light a tree on fire.
Oh my god.
Now, mind
Why
you,
is that your solution to everything?
I have Ray of Frost, so I can put it out afterwards. But for now, I'm just lighting my spear on fire with green flame and just putting it to the trunk of a tree.
Hey, I'll put my scimitar next to it because I know this works.
Okay.
This is
So you two light a palm tree on fire.
Smoke 'em if you got 'em.
So here's the problem with this plan.
There's probably a smarter way to do this, but this is what comes to mind.
Here's the issue that's going to arise from this plan. Everyone except for Amisra is asleep in a cave. Amisra is standing watch in a cave.
We should make some coffee.
Are you saying that they should maybe make int checks?
I'm just saying, let's go ahead and roll a perception check.
This seems like a pretty smart plan.
From Amisra?
Probably be a wisdom
Verboten.
check for us.
Why am I verboten? I'm going to refresh Foundry.
Oh my God, this island is not that wide. You just walk in the wrong effing direction. Your survival rolls were so bad.
We're going to run into some crazy French lady.
I've seen the movie Lost. I know how this works.
All right. Where is Amisra? There she is. Let's see if I am not verboten anymore. Let's go perception check. I'm not forbidden. But she...
Oh, no.
Amisra is knitting or something. I don't know. Reading a book.
Maybe she fell asleep.
Yeah.
It's just a 3-hour tour.
Yeah. She is currently sitting there reading a book. Not the cave entrance faces the ocean. So
that's
sitting
nice
there,
and soothing.
reading a book, listening to the waves crash, unaware of a palm tree being set afire behind her outside of the cave.
Maybe we should set another tree on fire too. I don't think they see this one.
Okay, this is getting ridiculous. Hey, benevolent and charitable DM. How tall would you say these palm trees are?
I mean, these are good 50, 60 feet.
Okay.
But one of them's currently on fire.
One of them is currently on fire.
And the fire is starting to spread to the undergrowth.
Okay, before that gets out of hand, I Ray of Frost. All of that.
Easy enough.
And then I'm going to imagine trying to construct some sort of beacon or sign or something to have someone come find us so that we're not lost. And I am feel the magic in my bracers and cast Major Image.
Okay. How long does Major Image... How long does that last?
That lasts, 10 minutes?
Okay.
And I cast it 120 feet into the air.
Okay. So what are you making the image of?
It is an image of okay. Didn't think that far ahead.
Just Elric waving.
Yeah, it's going to be myself not waving, but pointing down to where we are.
Okay.
And this is an image that is going to take up what would be a 20-foot cube.
Okay.
We're
Fantastic.
gonna sleep right through it.
And that's exactly what happens, actually, because major image is just a big silent image, and we've already established everyone is asleep, and Amisra rolled a 5 on her perception check. So she's...
Wait 2 hours.
Okay, it says technically major image includes sounds and smells.
Okay.
It seems real.
Okay.
But if she doesn't notice it, what does it matter?
It doesn't.
You should have made an image of giant clapping hands. Pointing. I don't know.
Hey, as far as Elric knows, she noticed and we're on the way.
Yeah, you have no idea whether or not they...
Your plan totally worked.
Yep,
Have some confidence, Elric.
A totally legit plan that I would be confident in had, I guess, Orpheus been here to cheer me on? Yes, they're going to find us any minute now. Any minute now, they're going to find us.
I'm proficient in survival, so if I was there, you probably wouldn't be lost.
Same.
There are regrets that I'm having this morning.
But you would have been caught
Wait.
on the stealth checks immediately, so, you know.
I'm assuming-
that probably definitely would have been a fight.
I'm assuming Ember is proficient in survival as well. So the only 2 party members that aren't proficient in survival are the ones that got lost in the
Yes, exactly.
Perfect. Good.
Where'd you go?
The 2 people who are not proficient in survival went off into the woods together.
This is clearly a mistake we've made.
This is how we plan. We don't.
This is why wisdom sometimes is helpful.
This is going pretty well, I think.
Is it?
This is my
you
favorite interpretation of Lost Boys.
You think this is going well?
Yeah. I mean,
We find out that our friend Rhett
oh, well, not that part.
severed her hand and attached the hand of Vecna, one of the most dangerous and hopefully very dead wizards to ever live.
You haven't told me that part yet.
That's it. Shit! I have to explain who Vecna is.
I mean, it sounds like a pretty nasty name.
I don't want to have to explain it more than once. I'm just going to ride this. Oh, and there goes the major image.
I wish Butch were here, because he probably at least have like some marshmallows or something.
Marshmallows.
Why we got this fire going?
No, we don't.
Oh, I thought you just stopped its progression to the under, put the whole tree out. How come this worked on this tree, but not the other tree? Remember the big tree? I did the same thing. Didn't do shit.
You know, it takes a moment, and then
Is it because yours is green?
in a direction that seems fitting to Elric, he unconsciously starts walking where he thinks Butch is.
Make a survival check.
Okay. Survival check. It's easy enough. Survival's not that difficult, right? It's just the woods. What's the worst I could...
14. You start heading towards the right direction this time. It takes you about another 5-10 minutes before you end up busting out of the palm trees onto the beach. You see the plume of smoke coming from the little cavern with the fire.
In that direction, Elric goes until he finds the cave.
You find the cave and
I-
you walk in and you see everyone lying asleep, including Butch. You see Amistra sitting there and it's like, oh, you're back.
Now I wish I would have followed him.
Oh, you didn't follow. You're still there in the woods.
Asshole doesn't know where he's going.
All right. Yeah, Arnon's still in the woods. Elric found his way back to the cave. You see everyone, including Butch, sleeping.
I'm just waiting for him to wander back.
Yeah. And as I make it just like, there you are. Is Butch still in there? He hasn't left, has he?
She just kind of points over to Butch, who's laying there.
I should have heard that. Right. There's much to discuss in a moment. I'll be right back. And then I immediately go over to Butch and I push his shell. I attempt to push. I don't think it moves an inch. I then proceed to gently knock. Butch. 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 Butch.
Open my eyes slowly. Because I know it's not Gwen. Gwen is over with Captain.
I think this is the first time you've ever had Elric wake you up.
Yes?
Butch, I need you to come with me.
Oh my god, is everyone okay? Butch immediately just stands right up. Boom.
Follow me.
Nick, I'm doing a quick count of everyone in the room.
You see everyone save for Elric. Or, I'm sorry, Arnon.
Okay. Okay. I will follow my most intelligent friend.
You follow Elric, and he leads you into the forest of palm trees. About 5 minutes walk before you come across a charred and still dripping with ice that is melting palm tree. And Arnon
3
standing
steps
there.
in, I'm going to ask him where the F we're going.
We are going to Arnon.
Charred remains of palm trees.
Yeah, you end up at this charred remain of palm tree, and Arnon is just kind of hanging out next to it.
Wait, so you're saying
Oh,
that
hey, I wasn't serious about the
Elric was able to lead me there
Yeah,
using what clues?
the way he walked in. He rolled a 14 on his survival. It's
All right, that's
the
I
DC
followed the
just so you guys know, the DC of that survival check to get back to camp was 10.
It's 10.
wisdom check, man. That's
It was 10.
we're not gonna make it.
You take the good and you
You rolled
take
a
the bad.
5 and an 8, and the DC was
Yeah.
10.
This is,
It's not that hard to make it back to
Not a-
camp.
The dice
All right,
tells
we're not
the
exactly
story.
the compass of the
Exactly.
group.
What?
I'm in the
Okay.
city. I don't know where I'm going.
Arnon, are you hurt?
Do you got any marshmallows?
I have. What?
Nothing there.
Why am I here?
I don't know. How did you find Butch?
You said you wish Butch was here, so I brought him here. Wait a minute.
What? Okay. All right. All right. I'm here now. There's no emergency.
I wish I could cast shield. Can I cast shield now?
Would you look at that? I stand really close to you and cast shield on myself.
Do you cast it on yourself, or
Amazing.
do you cast it on Arnon? Can you
I-
cast it on somebody else?
You can't. It's
Oh,
literally
never mind.
a self range. so I get really close to you, and then I cast shield.
Arnon, do you need carried back to camp or something?
No. I was just checking if something worked.
Elric, why am I here?
Let's go back.
You know what? I don't want to think about it. Let's just head back to camp. Can we head
Camp's
back to camp?
right there. Butch points right at it.
You say the word, Elric, and we'll leave.
We get out of here, you son of a bitch.
Why? I don't understand. Elric, you scared me. I thought there was an actual problem.
Well,
There was a problem.
we have some problems that we probably should talk about with everybody.
There is. Yes, there is.
Problems.
There is actually a very big problem.
Yeah.
Okay. And you singled me out to talk with me alone about it, which turns around and stops to face both of them. Is this some sort of religious problem?
No, I just wanted marshmallows.
No, but you might want to pray anyway.
Okay.
What I'm going to explain once with everyone able to hear this. So let's head back.
So you woke me up. We walked for what? 10 minutes? 20 minutes, was it?
I mean, there and back again. That's
And
that's a
now
good
we're just
20.
going back to camp.
Yes, we're going back to camp. Arnon
Okay.
wanted you here for whatever reason it was. Hoping to whatever god he serves that it was something more than just marshmallows.
I
Isn't that right, Arnon?
don't have marshmallows.
I don't even know what a marshmallow is.
Oh my god. He wanted you there.
Oh my
I
gosh.
felt
It's-
compelled to.
I assume it's something from mesh.
Well, so what you do is you find a hive, like a honeybee hive, and it's, I don't know, there's a process, but you froth up the honey.
We don't have time for a cooking lesson. Not right now.
Okay. You're really good.
So you all
We-
make it back to the edge of the forest, and the opening, and at this point the sun is coming up. Everyone except for Arnon and Elric can take your long rest. The two of you do get a point of exhaustion.
I assumed I got my long rest when I was meditating in the woods.
You were in the woods by yourself. I mean, if you want to say that you were meditating that time, then we will have to make a quick roll to see what happens.
Okay.
Considering
That's
you
that's what I was thinking I was doing.
Oh, yeah. You didn't mention that you were meditating by yourself. You just said you were out in the woods by yourself.
Yeah, I was kneeling and being alone. Yeah.
Okay, make me
However you want to do it.
make me a D20 roll. Fuck you.
How's it? How's it?
Fuck you. Fuck Fuck you. That's like
natural 20s.
that's like the sixth one tonight.
It's been pretty bad today.
It's kind of insane.
All right, fine. You
After
fucking get
all
your
that time being forbidden.
you get your full rest. Elric, however, you do take a point of exhaustion.
Got it.
All right, so you all make it back to camp. The sun is starting to rise. Everyone is starting to rise as well and come out of the cave. You do see Ember is still trying to recover. She's sleeping a little later, trying to recover from the headaches. But Orpheus, Gwen, Brain, Amisra, a few of the crew members eventually all make their way out of the cave. The sun.
Anything eventful happened last night?
The sun is rising. There are a few clouds in the sky, a slight breeze coming off the ocean, but it seems to be like it's going to be a nice day.
This is nice weather to recover to.
Elric, are there... I'm sorry.
I was going to say, do I notice that Elric looks exhausted?
Make a perception check.
Elric, are there any spells you recommend I prepare today in the light of whatever terrible news you have?
Forbidden, but 12?
He's pretty pale, but he's always pretty pale, so it's kind of hard to tell.
Especially today.
What news are you talking about?
Refresh Foundry, that fixed my forbidden, so.
Okay. What news are you talking about there, Butch?
Elric says he has terrible news.
Question, did you guys take the arm or did you leave it there?
Oh God! Did you?
You
Just
kept it?
just walk up and slap Orpheus with it.
Like it's a fish.
Did you take it with you or did you leave it?
Oh yeah.
You took it? Of course you took it.
Oh yeah.
So you're just carrying it?
Did you slap Orpheus with it?
No, I'll reach out like I'm gonna shake Gwen's hand, but I've got the hand in my hand.
Oh God! Do I recognize it?
Make a perception check.
What is that?
If I see you do that, I slap her hand out of your hand, or at least attempt to.
No message, but it didn't roll.
Wait for it. Try it again. We love you, Foundry. Oh, there it goes. Oh, that's a natural one. Absolutely not. You don't recognize it.
So
I can still tell it's. So I think it's his hand, or I just don't know
shake her
whose hand
hand
it is.
And once she grabs hold of it, I just kind of let go.
Now, I get in between that. I at least attempt to slap the hand out of your hand.
Did one of the crew members' hands wash on shore?
Levity is what gets us through these times.
Oh God, not that.
Do I get to shake the hand before Elric slaps it away?
Would you like to?
I mean,
does Elric
if
even
I
notice me doing that?
I'm gonna say
would-
probably not with your sleight of hand.
I would also say
30? Can you get a
No.
30 perception?
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you hiding this?
I'm making it look like my hand.
I would argue that if I rolled a 1 on my perception, I wouldn't even have noticed it wasn't Arnin's hand.
Not until he let go of it.
Right. Yeah. So then I'll panic.
Ah!
Arnin, what the fuck? Why? What is whose is this?
Ah!
Get your arm back out of your cloak. Who is this?
That's Rhett's
That
hand.
is unfortunately Rhett's arm.
It's Rhett's arm?
What'd you
What?
say, Elric?
That's Rhett's hand.
Where's Rhett? You see Orpheus instantly get very serious.
Well, she's not here anymore.
Okay.
At least the rest of her. I
What
was
happened?
Guided, I believe, by a messenger Raven Queen in the middle of the night, out into the woods. I woke Elric to let him know that I was leaving so he could watch, but Elric thankfully came along with me. We somehow walked through a portal somewhere into Shadowfell, I believe, where we found an underground temple in a cave. And in that cave, we found a box that I have been shown in my visions that was looted. And we also found this arm. And I did my thing with the bloody eyes. And I had a vision from this perspective of going into that cave and breaking into that box and then cutting my own arm off and sticking the dead arm from the box onto my stump where the arm was, which doesn't make any sense to me, but that's what she did.
Rain, at this point. Wait, you said a box in a temple under stone box?
Yeah. With
Did it-
a skull.
This broken skull on the front
Yeah.
looks at you, Gwen. Same fucking thing and points to their eye.
Is Gwen still holding the arm?
I wouldn't have dropped it, especially once they said it was Rhett's. I think I'd be holding it very carefully.
That sounds.
Orpheus very frantically walks over, grabs the arm from you, and starts wrapping it in a cloth.
I can cast Gentle Repose on it if that's your concern. It'll stop it from decaying.
It was the same thing that I found when this happened.
Did
Luckily-
you take the thing?
No, luckily I had somebody there with me that knocked me away while I was not myself.
So wait, there was an eye in your box?
I don't know what the fuck was in my box. All I know is I got up to the box and something took over, and the next thing I know, I was getting knocked to the floor and my whole side of my face was bleeding.
I do cast Gentle Repose on the arm.
How long
I
does
leave
that
it
last,
with-
Gwen?
Wait, is that your eye? Is that
Yeah,
your eye?
yes, this is my fucking eye. They knocked me out
Are you
before
sure?
I'm pretty
you say?
fucking sure. I don't know who else's eye this would be.
10 days.
Well,
I let
she
you
put-
keep it.
But do you have
but
the
it's
bag
10
of
days.
holding?
She put the
I
arm on her arm. Are you sure you didn't
Put
put the
it in the
eye in
bag.
your eye?
I don't know what happened. All I know is I walked up to this box, and the next thing I know, I was on the fucking ground with one of my crewmates laying on top of me and blood coming from here. They told me that I started. They told me I started digging at my own fucking eye, but they knocked me out before I could do any serious major
Well-
damage.
How would she
what
know?
happened to what happened to your box then?
Box is still fucking there. We never opened it. We never did anything. We fucking left.
She would know because anyone who attunes to these things are granted special abilities.
I don't
Like
have any
what?
fucking special abilities. I'll tell you that right now. I'm just sneaky as fuck and I can stab shit and I'm a pretty good sailor. That was the only special ability I have.
Those are my special abilities too.
You're a
You can
shit
sail a
sailor,
boat?
but that's beside the point.
I am a fucking good sailor.
Hey,
Vecna,
Nick.
Yeah.
these are
What skill do I need to know what the F everyone is talking about?
History or religion?
Okay. Can I roll on both?
Pick one.
All right. Guess I'll pick the one I already have then. Oh, I have both of them. That's funny. $17.
You've heard passing tales. You recognize the name Vecna, but you're not super familiar. Legends, myths, not really something that you ever heard about or studied while fighting on the wall.
Well, no. Elric, what is the significance? Why would cutting? What's going on?
More importantly, Elric, is there any risk to the user?
User of what?
The arm.
Vecna. These
Vecna,
are
Navek.
pieces
Tell me what this
of
means.
Vecna.
Okay.
Say more.
Vecna is one of the most dangerous and hopefully still dead wizards to ever walk the prime material plane.
Chaotic dangerous, lawful dangerous, or evil dangerous?
When I tell you he's a threat to the Pantheon,
Okay. That's a lot of dangerous.
Yeah, there's a phrase that I think I coined when I did research on him a long time ago. Vecna's folly. That folly being just because you become as powerful as a wizard can be doesn't mean that that makes you a god in that moment. And usually attempts to either dethrone a god or try to become a god unto yourself otherwise doesn't go well for mortals. Usually.
What happens when you use one of his parts?
All I know is that whoever attunes to one of those things is granted much magical power. I don't even know if anyone's successfully attuned to both of those things.
Rhett and I were both sent out to look for artifacts for these. There were rumors and speculations of these magical fucking items, and we were desperate. All of Conticaria had fallen, save for Rockriel, which they had imprisoned. We heard rumors. We heard the general got word of these incredibly powerful magical artifacts that, if used together, would grant immeasurable power. She sent me after one. She sent Rhett after the other. I don't know what path Rhett took, but I started looking into it, and kind of points over, and Amisra's like, yes, I did research on, we didn't know what they were. We didn't know that they were body parts. We didn't know anything about it. We just knew that there was these rumors of these two magical artifacts from ancient times that, if used together, would cause immeasurable power and the ability to basically win any war, or any battle, just by having these two items. So I saw a couple scribes and writings in some old text about locations. So we sent Rain to Alina, and we sent Rhett out to the other side of the world, over to Palia, and because that was where everything kind of pointed to, and then after I got there, I started following local rumors and legends and all that shit until I came across the temple out in the middle of the deep jungle. Temple to the Raven Queen, I believe. And that's where, in a secret chamber, I found a stone chest with this broken skull etched on top of it.
What happened after that?
After that, like I said, next thing I know, I walked up to see if I could take a look at the chest, kind of inspect it, see if it was trapped or see if it was... I didn't notice anything, but I don't know if I set off some sort of magical glyph or something, but next thing I know, I'm on my ass on the ground with one of my sailors on top of me and blood dripping down my face, and they said I just went to town on my fucking eye and started just tearing the shit out.
Either that room was trapped, or, and I really hope this isn't the case, those objects might have a mind of their own. I should probably mention at this point that necromancy was the school that Vecna specialized in.
That seems to line up.
At this point, Orpheus is just kind of hand on head walking back and forth. Do we know if there's any danger to the end user?
We're in uncharted territory. We don't know what happens to someone who wears one long-term, let alone both.
Even as a fan of necromancy, this doesn't seem right.
Is there any chance that this Vecna guy can come back? Like Strahd?
The hope is that these objects do not have a mind of their own, do not want to be attached to one user, and do not, on top of all of that, want to cast some sort of magical spell to turn them into Vecna's second coming.
Seems like a lot of hopes we're leaning on there, Elric.
If you're really worried about somebody taking both of these objects, I mean, it's the last thing I want to do, but maybe we should go check on that fucking other temple.
Where was it?
The one, it was in the deep into the forest of Olenia, kind of in the corner where Mesh and Kokali and Olenia kind of merged together. Deep in the jungle there.
Maybe we could stop by Ember's people. She needed to do that on our way.
Let's add that to the list of things to do after we repair the ship and get off of this island.
We do need to get the Jarl connected with the General at the very least.
Yeah, let's make sure we do that before we go across the world again.
How good is your necromancy, Gwen? Like, if this Jarl just, after we killed that Kraken, decides to not help out, could you, like, bring the Kraken back?
No,
Just, like, sick him on the city?
not in its former glory, nor do I think that's where I want to stray.
That's too bad.
How long until we can get the ship moving again?
Probably be a couple days still. We still got a lot of holes to patch up. With Elric's fabrications and shit, it's going to make it a lot quicker, but otherwise we'd probably be here for a few weeks, but... Elric, as long as I can...
I'm going to need 4 hours.
That's fine. 4 hours, nothing in this... as long as we can count on you for as much as you can provide for us, we should be able to get up and running in a matter of maybe 2-3 days tops.
Understood. I need a moment. Now Rick's gonna walk off.
Well, this took a turn.
I almost didn't follow.
Part of me kind of wishes you didn't.
Isn't it better to know?
I guess.
How Arden, how fresh was the blood? Was she here recently?
It was fairly recently. It was just still wet. Unless... Now, I don't know that she necessarily led. And like I said, I think we went to the Shadowfell plain through some type of portal. So I don't think she necessarily came from where we're at now. I also don't know if blood lasts longer in the Shadowfell, but it was, all I can say is it was still wet.
So there's a small chance that she could be nearby.
I wouldn't count it. She could be nearby because we went to a different plane. She could still be on that plane. She could have gone through a portal to any other plane. She could have come back to this plane anywhere.
See, Orpheus's shoulders are kind of slumped, and he continues to just kind of press against his forehead.
There was a time, well before you joined us, where we understood exactly how unstable planar interplanar travel was. Kind of been spoiled by the other captain's ship. Yeah, she could have come in anywhere, or she could still be in Shadowfell.
Can't ever seem to get a straight answer about what is going on in these planes. All these entities manipulating us.
People have been manipulating us from the beginning. I can promise you that.
Yeah.
You weren't here for some of it.
And this current manipulation by these entities has been going on for at least 150 years, so we're not the first. And these devils have been manipulating people for as long as time has existed in one way or another. It's kind of their deal. They try to trick people into giving them their soul.
Orpheus just looks up, takes a deep breath, takes a moment to think. His eyes turn to Gwen. The arm stays in the bag. Don't get any ideas.
No ideas. Rhett was my friend too. Is my friend too. No ideas. I will not. It will remain in the bag until I need to cast Gentle Repose on it again, unless we're able to give it to someone else. Trustworthy. I'm taking this as seriously as you are, Orpheus. No shenanigans here.
Orpheus nods and turns and goes towards the ship to go help with repairs.
Can I roll insight to see if Orpheus still thinks I'm going to do something fucky with it?
Sure.
$23.
Orpheus?
Well, how would I do a roll off for that? Just
Deception or persuasion, depending on if you are trying to persuade her or deceive her.
You don't have to tell us.
Yeah, you can do a private roll if you want.
how do I do a private roll?
When you go to roll it, it should give you the option to do a private DM roll.
Got it. All right, hers is a 23.
Yeah.
She beats it.
Yep.
So she sees that he's clearly still concerned about Gwen having possession of the arm. As he's kind of nervously looking back as he's walking away.
Before he gets too far away, I'm going to say, would you be more comfortable carrying the bag?
He kind of nods and reaches out for the bag.
I'm going to just take it off and hand it to him.
Easy enough.
So Orpheus now has the bag of holding.
Cures it to his person and then goes back towards the ship to continue helping.
So, Elric has gone off to meditate for 4 hours. Orpheus is headed towards the ship. The three of you, Butch, Gwen, and Arnon. What are the three of you doing? Perry, you're muted. Can't hear you. Like, the green box is popping up, but there's no volume coming out. We love you, Discord.
I think he just froze.
Oh, yeah, he, like, hardcore froze. So while he comes back, what are the two of you doing?
Who's still standing here? Me, Arnon, and Butch?
Yes.
Where's Elric?
And Rain. Elric went to rest because he's currently exhausted.
Okay.
And Rain and Amisra are standing there as well.
After we talk to the Jarl, do we need to make this a priority?
I mean, Butch is going to swap out his spells and then get food for everyone. Fantastic. I mean, all I can say from experience is that fucking other object fucked me up to the point where I don't remember anything. I think we all know Rhett well enough to know that she would not cut her own arm off and throw some fucking mummified bullshit onto her body if she was under her normal, like, cognition. My concern is if she's already got one and it's affecting her to that point where she's willing to sacrifice her own arm for this thing, that probably not a lot going to stop her from going after the thing that I found.
I was hoping that wouldn't be necessary anymore.
Yeah, so was I. The last thing I want to fucking do is go back to that shit. And I mean, clearly I'm going to be wearing the scar for that from that stupid fucking thing for the rest of my life. The last thing I want to do is step foot within 100 leagues of that goddamn place again.
I mean, maybe you don't need to, but we might have to.
Somebody's got to. Somebody's got to go check on that thing. And I know where it's at, so I can either hopefully give you a really fucking clear picture, or I'll have to lead you there, one of the two.
Suck it up, Buttercup. Wow, Perry is having some issues. Those natural technical difficulties.
You found the portal to the Shadowfell.
Yeah.
Oh, God. Butch is already in the Shadowfell.
Well, do you want to, I guess, point to the next thing to get these repairs going then, Rain?
I mean, we ain't going anywhere until we get my fucking ship fixed. So, or at least fixed to the point where we can limp on back to shore.
I think Gwen would just follow whatever instruction Rain provides, not really sure how to handle anything else that's going on right now.
Yeah, easy enough. So Orpheus, Rain, Gwen, Amisra all head to try and fix the ship as much as possible without Elric's fabricate, at least for now.
I think I'll try to check out these wrecked ships and try to salvage anything usable or
Sure. Make an investigation check for me.
$16.
With a 16, excuse me, a lot of rotten wood, a lot of petrified wood, and but you do find a handful of decent boards left that you're able to rip off and take, and you start creating a small pile of wood and other, materials and such, rope, nails, anything that you can find.
Yeah. No, I'll obviously take that to the ship. Whatever I can find.
Easy enough. Is there any?
I think we're all pretty much chopping wood and carrying water at this point.
Easy enough. So, if there is anything else you would all like to accomplish over the next 2 or 3 days, let me know now. Otherwise, we will fast forward to the point where the boat is fixed. Or at least seaworthy.
I don't have anything.
Nope. I think we can assume Elric is just casting fabricate.
As much as possible.
And just using up the forest doing that.
And with that, that is the single thing that makes it go quicker. And if there is nothing else, we will go ahead and fast forward about 3 days. 3 days go by. 3 days of hard, long work as you all, drag boards, nail, anything you can think of. 3 days pass. The Amisra, shit. the Narissa is still not as pretty as she once was, but seaworthy. Once again. And at least cobbled together to the point where where Rain is confident that you can make the trip back to Palmadon.
I don't know if there's any special significance to it, but we did officially pass into the next year.
Okay. With that, small celebration. It's hard to celebrate during this time. It's hard to take yourself away from everything that you've learned, everything that's happened over the past few days, if not few months. But you do find at least a few minutes and a few partially full bottles of rum still in the hold of the Narissa to at least toast and take a few moments to kind of forget everything that's going on in the world and everything that's going on this island specifically. A few fleeting moments to not feel helpless and not feel the imminent approach of destruction. Is there anything specific you all would all like to do to celebrate the new year? Any celebrations or any conversations you would have while the calendar turns?
I think I'd definitely be celebrating the new year with Amisra.
Apparently, I just can't drink anything.
Wrong pipe. Wrong pipe.
At least it's not rum this time.
Oh, it burns! It burns!
Oh.
You all right?
Yeah, I'm good. All right.
My trachea is on fire.
There it was. All right. Easy enough. Yeah, you spend the evening with Amisra. You all kind of spend the evening together before separating off into your small groups or couples or whatever you might say.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing that Elric would be trying to do with spending time with her is trying to either project or reclaim some sense of confidence that they can achieve what they set out to achieve and not die against someone potentially becoming Vecna in the future. He tries anyway.
It's a hard-fought battle, but
I'm trying to decide whether or not Arnon actually was in very poor taste or if he just has no idea. I don't know.
Would that be a reflection of your charisma being a 7?
I think so. I think he's got no idea.
Gwen?
I think Gwen would be staying near to Rain and also making sure that she set aside a few minutes for Butch. As they were bringing in the new year. And I think she struggles to like separate herself from the moment because every time she looks at Rain, she sees their eye. And it just reminds her again of what could be on the horizon. Just when it felt like we had a windfall.
With that, the 3 days come and go. The ship is more or less seaworthy. You can spend a few more days to verify and make sure everything is 100%, or at least as close as you can get given the materials and the workspace and tools that you have. But Rain seems eager to get back. You know it's going to take probably 3 days to sail back to Palmadon. It's already been 3 days since the fight with the Kraken and the discovery of Rhett's and Rhett's arm. Do you continue staying on the island to make sure that the ship is as close to factory ready as possible, or do you leave now? Try and gain a couple days.
I'm trusting Rain's eagerness, ready to go in there.
Sorry about the cameras, guys. Butch's Discord is being Perry's Discord's being all kinds of funky, so it is not working for him right now. Hey, wait.
Oh, there he is.
Hey, he's back.
Now he's in 4-3 old school resolution.
Anyway, what's Orpheus doing?
Orpheus is going to let that decision be made by Rain based on her expertise, but he is going to say to the others, we should probably update the general of our situation. Do we have a sending stone for her? Should definitely tell her about Rhett.
I can cast sending.
No.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah. I will elect to cast sending to General Calliope to keep her apprised of our situation. Want me to give you the 25 words?
Yes, please.
Funny story.
Mission update. Was in agreement with Jarl to have him discuss alliance after defeating Kraken. Kraken defeated en route to Palmadon to finalize alliance talks.
Fantastic. Roll me.
That was 25, right?
En route is technically one word, I think.
It's usually split into two.
Oh,
Two.
okay, cool. I thought it was one. All right, then yes, it's 25. So, roll me a d20.
Oh, buddy. Big money, no whammy. That's 14.
Fantastic. A moment goes by before you hear response in your head.
What's up, motherfucker?
What the?
Good work. Hurry back. New developments unfolding. Black dragon seen circling Rockrielt.
Jason.
We are safe for now. But suspect an imminent attack. Continue to find allies.
At the end of the message.
Yes.
Okay. So our business in Palmadon needs to conclude quickly. According to the general, there's been a new development. Dark water's getting closer. They say they're safe for now, but I think we don't know how much longer that's going to last. Captain, I think we're ready when you are.
Alright, well then, let's fucking shove off. Make towards Palmadon, get this shit over with, and then head back home. Or do you guys still want to go check out that fucking temple real quick and see what's going on?
I think the temple can wait. It's not much good to us if there's no resistance to come back to.
We're probably better off just leaving whatever's locked in there.
My concern is that it's not locked in there anymore.
Well, if it's
The
not,
only
we'll
thing-
find out soon enough, I imagine.
The only thing potentially worse than someone we care about getting their hands on that is someone that we intend to get rid of getting their hand on it. In either
But-
case, we need to get to Palmadon.
Said red-headed, right?
Red had one object, but not the other. Not the one they sent me after. When I left, it was still locked away in that fucking temple.
When you went into that temple area, was there a giant shadow creature patrolling the temple itself?
I didn't see a giant shadow creature patrolling that one. There was quite a few traps, quite a few glyphs and wards and shit throughout. I did see quite a few like golems and automatons and shit that they had put in place to protect this thing. We were able to sneak past most of it. I did not see a shadow creature.
Hopefully there won't be one when we eventually check that place. We found one when we went into the temple that's on this island. And let's just say it was on the larger side.
Well, whatever these objects are, they sure as shit went to a lot of work to try and keep them protected and keep people out, but clearly not enough. If I got through one and Rhett and her team got through another.
Clearly not enough.
Well, I'd like to do some divination magics. I have some questions, but I'll need powdered silver. Or the holy water, and I'm out of holy water.
I'm sure we can come across a shop that sells some of that shit back in Palmadon.
That'd be good.
Alright, well, if y'all ready then, let's fucking shove off and make haste back towards Palmadon. If we push the sail throughout the night without any issues and push the skeleton crew that we have, we might be able to get there in a little bit, and we might be able to shave about half a day off and get there in about 2.5 days. Luckily, the wind's to our back, heading back, so we should be all right.
The faster, the better.
Yeah.
And I think that is where we will end it for the night. As you all climb aboard the Narissa, battered, bruised, beaten, emotionally and physically. The Narissa still creaking and still not looking its best, but sails are dropped as you all make way, leaving that crescent-shaped island behind you. And we will pick up there on Tuesday next week. So, thank you all for sticking with us. Thank you all again for everyone who joined us last Friday for our special 100th episode. And we will see you next week at twitch.tv/thosenaturalones, youtube.com/@thosenaturalones, kick.com/thosenaturalones, and sorry Trovo, you weren't working again tonight, so hopefully trovo.com/s or trovo.live/s/thosenaturalones next week. We will see you on Tuesday.
Where hopefully we won't roll a natural one, getting a treaty going, and maybe a few less 20s that might upset our DM.
Have a fantastic night, and we will see you next week.